They have lost their homes, farms, and other landed property. Their social and spiritual lives have also been affected. But it is also emerging that their children cannot speak, while others persistently scream at night. That's the latest in the series of stories on the aftermath of the Apeatse explosion. But as my colleague Maxwell Ababa reports, there's a silver lining amidst the grim. A one-month-old baby miraculously escaped death after a building collapsed on her.
Baby Abna crying as a mother, Janet Amate, tries to lull her to sleep. Janet is waiting for the medical team at the St. Michael's Catholic Church to dress her baby's wounds. Injuries she sustained after she was pulled from the collapsed building. Her mother tells me she was washing outside when the explosion happened. She says she was at home washing when they were alerted to switch off all the electrical gadgets. Shortly after that, the explosion happened. She says her daughter got injured after the building collapsed on her, with the structure also engulfed by fire. Baby Abna's grandmother, Abna Jisiwa, says they lost everything after Thursday's explosion. She says life will not be the same after they leave the shelter. She was at the farm when the incident happened. She sells underwears, noodles at night, and also a farmer. She says they lost everything after the explosion and need support. Money for food will be a problem when they leave the shelter. The Psychiatric Association of Ghana on Monday conducted a mental health assessment of the affected persons. Amongst others, its preliminary findings revealed children who reportedly scream at night and children who have gone mute since the explosion. The association is calling on Ghanaians to put resources together to avert what it describes as a potential mental health catastrophe in Apeatse.
Now, Dr. Collins Ajimane is national president of the Ghana Psychological Association and a lecturer at the Psychology Department of the University of Ghana. He led the association in similar disaster assessments and interventions, including the June 3rd fire and flood disaster, the Apeatse murder, and also in the atomic blast. He joins us live via Zoom for a quick conversation on this story. I'm grateful that he could join us. First of all, this is the aftermath of the incident. Is this normal for such disasters?
Well, this is not strange. Usually when we do have such disasters, it is not uncommon for survivors especially to experience some of these challenges as reported by our colleague psychiatrists who went to the scene on Monday. If you look at the history, from May 9th disaster through Malcolm disaster, June 3rd fire flood disaster. If you look at Apeatse, and even recently look at the Bujumbura one, which we are still preparing to support the community. Look at the Apam drowning disaster. A common thread is that certainly some individuals get affected. Those who survive, those who lose their loved ones, rescue or emergency workers, those who are supporting relief efforts. And if you think about the fire service, if you think about the police, if you think about other agencies who are to ensure the safety of the community, these people go through traumatic experience because of what they see, what they experience, and what have you. So it is not uncommon that we are getting these reports from the initial assessment done by our colleagues.
Dr. Agyemang, explain to us how this plays out, especially among children.
Well, children are among the vulnerable groups in society. And whenever we get such disasters, they are helpless. They may not have the initiative. Even the noise alone, the decibel unit of noise that keeps blasting left and right, could also affect their level of reasoning, and inactions and actions of theirs could be disastrous for them as well. Now, what we don't know, how far have they been affected? What may be going on in the minds of these young ones? They may be having vivid flashes of memory, some of them who were close to the incident, the flashing of light, dead bodies being splitted into two, left and right. All these ones potentially may be affecting these ones. So it is expected that those who were close to the scene may have sleeping challenges. Some may even be screaming and talking while they are sleeping.
Yeah.
Others may not also be able to sleep. But we need to do thorough assessment to be able to ascertain who are experiencing what particular challenges, psychologically speaking.
It's been 6 days since the incident happened. Given the magnitude of the explosion, are we within good time to begin some treatment?
Ideally, a disaster of this nature is quite different. If you look at the palm drowning disaster and other disasters we've recorded in recent years, you could move to site together with the rescue team, like fire service, to ensure that the community is safe. In the case of Bogoso Apeatse one, it has to do with dynamite. Simply put, for kids to understand, something like a bomb. So you could not have moved to the site immediately after the incident. We needed experts, safety experts, security experts, fire service personnel to ensure that indeed the site is safe for all those who may want to go into the community to provide support services. So that is why we needed to hold on a bit, get clearance from these safety experts and security colleagues. And once the clearance came through over the weekend, yes, we are ready to move on site so we'll be able to support the community.
And viewers should forgive us for that technical hitch there. We'll correct that so we can have a smooth connection to Dr. Agyemang. But Dr. Agyemang, that has been corrected now. For now, we know about children who have been affected, some unable to speak, others screaming persistently at night. Do you think that psychological services should be extended to the rest of the population?
The presence of our colleagues, the Psychiatric Association of Ghana, was just an initial assessment. Tomorrow, a well-coordinated team will be moving to the community.
Okay.
We have psychologists who are moving to the community. Some psychiatrists will join us. Some nurses, mental health nurses within the community are joining us. And depending on the initial assessment, after tomorrow, another set of colleagues, after we analyze the trends that we are observing, another set of colleagues will move to the community so that we can give tailored support to the individual families and survivors who are involved. If you look at this particular disaster, people are being moved from their locations to different settlements. Some may move to shelters and what have you. How are they even going to adjust? Some may have lost their properties, and their concern is not about the blast, but perhaps their hard-earned property that they worked so hard to achieve.
Indeed.
That may be their concern. It's like a farming community. It will surprise you that someone may have lost a pet. Let's say a dog that may have been doing a lot of hunting for their family. And that is a biggest loss. And this in itself can trigger a lot of anxiety on the part of some of the individuals.
Very well. And so as you move in there, we'll definitely be on the ground with you to find out what are the issues that are coming out and how indeed they will be responding to the treatment. I'm grateful for your time. That's Dr. Collins Agyemang, who is the National President of the Ghana Psychological Association.